Hey guys, it's Ruba. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, you should definitely hit the subscribe button down below. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday at 9 p.m. So in this video, I am going to be talking a little bit about my experience with a boxing class. If you're interested, just stay tuned. Alright guys, so I tried a boxing class because my roommate started doing it, and so my first class was free, which was definitely a good way to get me in there, but I've always wanted to try it just because I just hear like it's like a great upper body workout, and it's just great to kind of burn a lot of calories and a good thing to do for cardio if you don't love running or anything like that, which that's kind of how I am. I actually hate cardio. I try to get myself to do cardio about once a week, but it's really a struggle, and so I usually end up just putting like my headphones in and going on like a 2 or 3 mile walk, which definitely doesn't get my heart racing as much, and so I was really excited to try boxing. Like I said, I just showed up and let them know it was my first time, and they had me sign a little form. And so I borrowed one of my friend's like wraps, because you have to put those on before you put your gloves on, and they don't provide those. But I didn't have any gloves, and I just borrowed some from them. So when I first got there, the person who was going to be teaching the class just kind of taught me and my 2 friends who were also there for the first time like the basic punches. I obviously am no expert on boxing, and so if these don't make sense, just Google like a picture or something, and I'm sure that will be a great explanation. But the first thing was he told us to put our like non-dominant leg in front, and so my left leg was in front, and then everything after that was kind of in reference to that leg. So the first punch was a jab, and that was with the leg that was in front, so my left leg. I took my left arm and just jabbed it across. Pretty simple. And then the next one was with my right hand, so the opposite, the leg that was in the back, it was across, and you just kind of punched across. And then there was a lead hook, which was with my left hand, since that my left leg was leading, and that was just like a hook type movement. And then a rear hook, which was just with my right hand, and it was just across like that. And then there was just a lead uppercut and a rear uppercut, and that was you just like took your arms and just like went up. I probably look really stupid in this video trying to show you guys this, but I definitely am more of a visual learner, and so I'm sure some of you guys are too, and so it just is easier to kind of show you the movements as I talk about them. So once I learned like the punches and stuff, I definitely felt more comfortable because I felt like I wouldn't be completely lost in the class. And so we started off with a warm-up, and you know, I thought it was going to be some stretching, some light exercises. Nope, it wasn't. It was really hard. So we did like burpees, and this was for 15 minutes, so 15-minute warm-up. We did like burpees, jumping jacks, jump squats, lunges, side shuffling, so just a lot of like dynamic warm-up exercises that definitely got my heart racing, and it was a lot harder of a warm-up than I was expecting, because when I think warm-up, I don't always think like super high intensity, but it definitely kicked my butt a little bit. So we did that for 15 minutes, and the guy who's teaching the class kind of incorporated a little bit of like stretching and stuff as like a break for some of like the burpees and jumping jacks and stuff, so that was kind of cool. So after the warm-up, we had 7 rounds of boxing, and so 1 round is 3 minutes. Then after the round, we had like an active rest break, which pretty much meant we were still moving, we just weren't like boxing. So like in that active rest break, like some people like went and got water, but then the guy who's teaching also like had everyone do like side shuffles and some more squats and some other type of exercise that we kind of did during the warm-up, and so still definitely had my heart racing the whole time. And so like I said, it was 7 rounds, and in each round he had like little combos, and so he would like come up with a little sequence of things we needed to do. So like he would be like jab, cross, rear uppercut, and so we would have to do those like continuously. And then once we got a little bit more comfortable, he also added in like a couple of more things to do. So he'd be like, all right, now we're gonna, after the last move, we're gonna also add in this and this. It was a little hard to like keep up with all of the combos once it got to like 5 or 6 moves, but I kind of like did keep up just because I was kind of like repeating it in my head over and over again, like, all right, cross, jab, rear uppercut, and like just kept going and tried to kind of keep up that way. And it really was just so much fun. I felt like I got to get so much aggression out, and I definitely loved the idea of combos. But just so you know, like if you're new, it does go a little bit fast, but you can kind of take it at your own pace in terms of like the combos. And if you don't understand something, just punch the bag, because at least you're doing something. Okay, so after the 7 rounds, we did 10 minutes of core, and I thought the core was pretty like manageable. It wasn't super hard. It was just pretty much like planks and bicycles and crunches and things like that. And so it wasn't super difficult. I definitely thought the warm-up was harder than the core part, if that kind of gives you guys any idea, but it was nice to kind of get my core working. Definitely feel like I neglect my core oftentimes, so it was cool that they incorporated that into the class. And then after the core, we were pretty much done. And at that point, I was pretty sweaty, and I don't really sweat that often. And that was like kind of a big deal that I was like feeling it. But yeah, it was really fun. Also, I forgot to mention this, but it was 1 hour in total. So 15 minutes of warm up, and then 7 rounds of 3-minute boxing and active rest, and then 10 minutes of core. So it ended up being like an hour total. So my thoughts on boxing classes: I definitely would recommend them for anyone who wants a really good workout in and to like burn a good amount of calories and just get a really good sweat in. I actually was really surprised at how much I liked it, and I definitely think I'm going to be purchasing classes. In terms of pricing, I think it ends up being, at least in North Carolina where I live, I think they're $59.99 for 4 classes, and so it's not too expensive when you compare it to other fitness things. And I kind of like how you can purchase just 4 classes, so you don't have to do like a whole month. I was telling this to one of my friends, but as much as I loved it, I don't think I could do it more than like once a week, just because it was pretty high intensity, and I felt like tired after, and I felt like my body just worked a ton. And so it's not something that I would want to do all the time, because I feel like it would be super high impact on your joints and all of that. And so I think it's more of something that I would do once a week. And so I kind of like the idea that you can purchase just a few classes rather than having to have a whole month membership. And kind of for reference, I burned about like 350 to 400 calories, which is like the most I've ever burned, because like even during like my heavy lift days, I like if I'm doing like legs or a bigger body part, I still only burn like 250 to 300. And then for reference, pure bar, I burned like 230. And so this was definitely a lot more high intensity for me, and my heart rate was pretty high the whole time, and like I said, I got a good sweat in. So I personally loved it because I felt like I could really take some like frustration and like all my bottled up emotions from the week, which I probably shouldn't bottle anything up, but I'm human. But it was really nice to just kind of like punch it out and like kind of like release everything, and I did feel like a lot better after, so it was kind of like therapeutic as well. Alright guys, so all in all, I recommend boxing 1000%, and like I said, the first class is free for most places. Like, I don't think the same place that I went to is the same place that they would have like in a different state, but the same concept. And like I said, most places the first class is free, and so I would try it and just see kind of what you think and go from there. I do want to make a little note that like everyone's bodies are different, and everyone can handle like different amount of activity, and so don't feel like just because I like it that you have to like it, because like I said, there's some of my friends who love certain classes and I don't, and so you just have to kind of find what the best fit is for you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, just to keep up with my life. I will have a little lettering down below. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.